It was one of those evenings when the city lights glowed softly against the night sky, and people hurried along the busy streets, unaware of the quiet stories unfolding around them. In the middle of that rush lived a poor 12-year-old black girl named Maya. She was small, thin from hunger, and her clothes were worn out, but her eyes carried a brightness no poverty could dim. Every day, she helped her single mother sell handmade bracelets at the corner of an old subway entrance, hoping to earn enough for dinner. That night was colder than usual. Maya had just packed up her little basket of bracelets when she noticed something strange near the dark alley across the street. At first, she thought it was just another homeless man resting, but then she saw movement. A tall, well-dressed man staggering, his hand clutching his chest. His expensive suit didn't match the way he collapsed onto the dirty pavement. People walked by, ignoring him, assuming he was drunk or a troublemaker. But Maya's heart pulled her forward. She dropped her basket and ran. "Sir, sir, are you okay?" she cried, kneeling beside him. His breathing was shallow, his face pale. The man tried to speak, but only managed a faint whisper, "Help, please." Without hesitation, Maya pulled out the small cell phone her mother had saved up to buy, mostly for emergencies. She dialed 911, her hands shaking but her voice steady. "Please come quick. There's a man. He's not breathing right. I think it's his heart." Within minutes, an ambulance arrived. The paramedics rushed to him, attaching wires, checking his pulse, and giving oxygen. Maya stayed nearby, shivering from the cold, worried for the stranger she didn't know. One of the paramedics looked at her and asked, "Did you call this in?" "Yes, sir," she replied. "You may have just saved his life." Those words stuck with her as the ambulance carried the man away. She never knew his name. She just prayed silently for him that night. Days passed, and Maya forgot about the incident, returning to her routine of school in the morning and helping her mother sell bracelets in the evening. Life wasn't easy. Sometimes they didn't eat. Sometimes her mother cried silently at night, thinking Maya didn't notice. But Maya always told her, "Don't worry, Mama. Tomorrow will be better." Then, one afternoon, a shiny black car pulled up beside the subway entrance. Maya froze, clutching her basket. A man in a suit stepped out, tall and confident, but with a warmth in his eyes. It took her a moment to recognize him, the same man she had helped that night. Except now he looked healthy and strong. He walked straight toward her. "Are you Maya?" Her heart pounded. "Why, yes, I am." He smiled gently. "You saved my life." Maya blinked in shock. You were that man?" "Yes," he said, kneeling down so he was at her level. "I had a heart attack that night. If you hadn't called, I wouldn't be standing here. I never got to thank you." Maya didn't know what to say. She just looked down at her basket. "I was just doing what anyone would do." "Not anyone," he replied firmly. "Hundreds of people walked by. You were the only one who stopped." He introduced himself as Charles Bennett, a millionaire entrepreneur, owner of several companies, known in the city but never known to Maya or her mother. "I want to give you something," he said, reaching into his pocket. But Maya shook her head. "No, I don't need anything. I just wanted you to be okay." Charles looked at her, stunned by her humility. Then he glanced at the bracelets in her basket. He picked one up. It was simple, made of colorful beads. "Did you make this?" "Yes, I sell them to help my mom." Charles slipped it on his wrist and smiled. "Then I'll wear this as a reminder of the girl who saved me." Maya blushed. For her, that was enough. But Charles wasn't done. He asked where she lived, and soon he met her mother. Their home was tiny, barely holding together, and he realized the depth of their struggle. He didn't reveal much then, only thanked them and left. A week later, Maya and her mother were invited to a hotel conference room. Nervously, they entered, only to see Charles standing on stage, addressing a room full of reporters and businessmen. He spotted Maya and smiled. "Ladies and gentlemen," he began, "I owe my life to a 12-year-old girl, a girl most people would ignore. Her name is Maya." The room went silent. Cameras turned toward the shy little girl clutching her mother's hand. Charles continued, "When I collapsed, countless people walked by, but Maya stopped. She called for help. She showed courage and compassion far beyond her years. And today I want to honor her." He motioned for her to come up. Hesitantly, Maya walked to the stage. Charles bent down, whispering something in her ear. What he said made her eyes fill with tears instantly. He whispered, "From today, I will pay for all your education, middle school, high school, even college. You'll never have to worry about money again. And one day, you'll build a future brighter than you ever dreamed." Maya burst into tears, hugging him tightly. The crowd erupted in applause. Her mother stood there crying, overwhelmed with gratitude. But Charles wasn't finished. He announced right there, "I am also starting a foundation in Maya's name, the Maya Foundation, to help children in poverty get education and hope. Because one girl saved me, I want to save thousands more." The entire room stood up, clapping, some wiping their eyes. Years later, Maya grew up with the opportunities she had once only dreamed of. She studied hard, became a successful lawyer, and eventually returned to help run the foundation that bore her name. And every time she looked back, she remembered that cold night, that small choice to stop and help, the choice that changed her life forever. The lesson was clear. Sometimes, the smallest act of kindness can create ripples that change the world. And as for Charles, he always wore that little beaded bracelet, the one Maya had made with her tiny hands. When people asked about it, he would smile and say, "This isn't just a bracelet. This is my second chance at life, given to me by a little black girl who chose kindness when everyone else walked away." Never underestimate the power of compassion. Even the poorest among us can be richer in heart than the wealthiest millionaire. One act of kindness can save a life, and sometimes it can change your own destiny.